My name's Paulie Caccamise. You can call me Paulie. And this lesson is to help you create a character from an animal. We're going to start with some warm-ups first. So we're going to take our hands and we're going to just hum. We're going to wash our face with some humming. When you're really good in there, massage your mouth and your lips. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Push it against your teeth. Move your mouth, your lips like this, like raspberries. All right, now we're awake, right? Rub your eyes a little bit. Now we're awake and we can move our mouth good, right? Because when we're being a character or we're acting, we need to use a lot of our face or our voice. We really want all of that voice in our face. All right, here we go. Before we start, we're going to do another warm-up. We're going to start with tongue twisters. Here we go. So I'd like you to start with this one. 6 slippery snails slid slowly seaward. We're just going to say it normal, but we're going to do it in a rhythm, like this. 6 slippery snails slid slowly seaward. Now it's all in the front of your mouth. You can see. This is a tough one. That's why it shows it. 6 slippery snails slid slowly seaward. Try to be on your voice. You don't want to swallow your voice like 6 slippery snails slid slowly seaward. No one's going to hear you. Also, it's not really that expressive. So, we try it again with the rhythm. Nice and easy rhythm. And we're not going to have a pause after snails. 6 slippery snails slid slowly seaward. Do you see how slippery is almost pa-pa-pa, right? Pa-pa-pa. It's going to help us in the future. Let's try another one. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers would Peter Piper pick? It's a good question, right? Let's all do it together. Nice and easy, nice and slow. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers would Peter Piper pick? Do you feel the rhythm? I feel like every character has a rhythm. And that's what we're going to explore today as well. Let's do it a little quicker. And you'll see a change in my demeanor, like my character. Here we go. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers would Peter Piper pick? I'm already having a certain energy to my character. We'll see that when we look at animals. Let's try it the same way, like the same rhythm, but forced. Really driving home like strong. Not angry, strong. Like you're a leader of an army or something. Maybe heroic. If Peter Piper picked a pick, let's try it again, right? It's okay to mess up. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers would Peter Piper pick? See, I'm forced. I'm not angry. Angry is not necessarily acting. It's that strength, right? Let's do it easy, like we're on easy street, like we're looking over the mountain, like looking at a sunset. It's beautiful. A little slower rhythm, right? And we're elongating those vowels. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers would Peter Piper pick? Beautiful. Okay, let's do it in a high voice. I'm really high up here. I'm more innocent, right? Way up here, up here. Not in the chest voice, but up here in our head voice. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers would Peter Piper pick? See, my rhythm was like a little slower. My head was up here. My voice was in my head, right? And I wasn't forced. Now, if you want to do it like you're in the Lord of the Rings, right? Way down here in your chest. So we've done really forced, right? And we've done way up here in our head. And now we're going to do it in our chest. One last time with this one. I don't want to, overuse this tongue twister. Gets a little tiring, right? Here we go. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers would Peter Piper pick? See, I'm using my low voice. Let's go another one. And this time, we're going to hit the consonants. The consonants are the B's and the G's. Nothing that's a vowel, right? But where is the big black bug that the big black bug bit? Let's start up here. The big black bug bit a big black bear. But where is the big black bear that the big black bug bit? Do you see that? It's a lot different than if I use my consonants versus my vowels. That's going to help us with our character study. Let's try it with the vowels instead and see the difference. The big black bug bit a big black bear. But where is the big black bear that the big black bug bit? A lot different feeling, right? And actually, if I think about it, a different character, right? Okay, let's move on. Next, we're going to look at some animals. Because when we are being inspired for a character, sometimes we need to have an outside source, right? To be different than ourselves. So we're going to look at this cow. Let's imitate the cow. Now, everyone will go, moo, moo, I did it, moo, right? But I really want you to moo. I really want you to be that cow. Cow kind of has a chest voice, right? Moo, moo, right? Moo. It's not just a moo, right? That's like the toy that goes around. It's like moo, right? Or like if you're singing a song, Old MacDonald, and you go, Old MacDonald had a cow, E-I-E-I-O, or on a farm, and he had a cow, moo, 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 right? No. Really be that cow, right? Moo. You feel it? You feel it? You can try with me. Moo. See, it's really deep down there. I want you to think about that when you do this. When I do that, when we do the tongue twister, when I do that voice, I feel a little annoyed, I don't feel angry. I feel annoyed. I feel a little bit like, leave me alone, or frustrated a little bit. I also feel that we can try this one. Betty Botter bought a bit of butter, but she said, this one's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. Let's just go to there, okay? We're going to use the cow voice and the feeling of the cow. We've already started character. We're slow, right? A cow is slow. Right? We talked about rhythm. Slow rhythm. Deep voice. And we're going to add the character of, like we said, stay away or annoyed or leave me alone. Get yourself into character, right? You can use a little bit of a moo, right, to get into character. Moo. Betty Botter bought a bit of butter, but she said, "This butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter." See, I'm using moo, bitter, right? So I have that same quality, that same feeling. Oh, if I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter, right? Okay, let's try a different character. I have a picture of a beagle dog here. See, he's so innocent. And this one, he's very excited, right? He's got his tongue out. He wants something. He really does. And he's using his head voice, maybe his mouth voice, like his front voice. And he's excited. And his rhythm is a little faster, right? We're gonna use a rhythm like this, okay? And it's a little bit like excitement, maybe, right? And I want it now. I have no patience. It has to be right now. Okay, so let's try this same part. But then, okay, and we're gonna use that breathing. We're gonna have our tongue out a little bit. Betty Potter bought a bit of butter, but she said, "This butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter." You see? It's way up here. And yeah, right? Okay, let's look at a different one. Ooh, snake. Snake. It's kind of creepy, right? We all know the word slither. Snake slithers, right? It's more of a steady rhythm. We have a nice, steady rhythm. Not too slow like the cow, and not up like the dog, right? The beagle dog. But nice and easy, slithering, constant, right? Maybe no pauses, maybe one pause, who knows? But I'm using my voice already in a snaky way. Let's go back. Betty bought her a bit of butter, but she said, "This butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter." See? Like that. Very nice. Now, how did I get there? I thought about the snake, and I used two choices. And then I used a third choice. So the first choice was rhythm. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it medium? Is it a little faster than medium, right? Is it constant? Is it jerky, right? So then I used my voice. I chose a voice. Is it going to be high, low, or low, medium, high, right? Low coming from the chest, medium coming from the mouth area, right? That hira, and then the head voice, like the innocent, or the maybe a little bit more excited, or something like that, right? Now you can have a high voice and be slow. It's okay. You don't have to connect the same way I'm doing, but I'm just going by what I'm seeing and making a choice. I'm also looking at when I'm seeing how the snake moves, right? That helps. And then I'm also thinking about what the feeling of a snake is. It's a little, oh my God, I'm a little nervous around it. So I want to make other people nervous because I am the snake, right? Okay, we're going to move on. We've done that. We've done qualities, right? Attributes, and we've connected it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do this one, and we're going to choose another character. We're going to do this character. What? Now, what's interesting is I don't know this animal. It's a bird, right? And we know that much because it has feathers and, it looks like a bird. It's a type of bird. And its eyes are a little quirky and out there, right? And I kind of already am taking on the character by imitating the photo, right? So I'm looking at it and I'm kind of got a weird face, right? So I got my mask. Another thing about animal characters or characters in general is you have a typical mask. This is why we rubbed our face and warmed up and thought about the muscles on our face and really got, right? So that way we can move our face and kind of put on what I would call a mask. So I'm gonna have like a funny mask in my face, like I can't really make my eyes do that, so I'm gonna cross them a little bit. It's okay. And I'm gonna kind of change my voice to match my mask because the way I make my face this way, it kind of makes my voice this way because of the way my mouth is. It changes the way I speak, right? So I'm kind of it's okay to make noises that are not from the animal as long as it kind of fits what's going on, right? Okay, let's do it without the mask first because I don't know this one. Let's read it because you might not know it either. Okay, so drop it. Good. Let's read it. Billy Bartholomew. Bartholomew. That's a weird word, right? It's a name. Bartholomew. Why don't you try? Bartholomew. Bun. There we go. Billy Bartholomew Bun bought some beautiful bright blue buttons. Here we go. These are the bright blue buttons. You like them? Billy Bartholomew Bun bought, purchased, bought some beautiful bright blue buttons. Okay, so I'm going to take on that mask again. I better go back. We gotta remember. Okay, here we go. What was I doing? Something like this, right? It's okay if it changes or evolves, right? I also have to make it so that it's my voice. I'm not doing something like this because I can never do that for the entire show. It would hurt my voice, right? I'm already hurting my voice. So I'm gonna put it in a voice where I can actually talk and the audience can talk and can understand me. And I'm using my consonants, right? Because it feels like I can actually talk this way. And I'm gonna have a little bit of a jerk, I think, because I think the rhythm of the character is kind of jerky. It's not constant like the snake, right? Okay, and the bird moves around a little bit, right? Okay. Oh. My eyes are shifty. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm very curious, right? And I'm kind of like, well, I don't know what's going on, but I gotta find out. Billy Bartholomew Bun bought some beautiful buttons. Bright blue buttons. Okay, next activity. We now have a carrot. You can use an apple, something clean to eat. You can use a piece of bread, but we're going to go into a little bit of behavior of the character. So the way a person eats is a behavior, right? And it's pretty easy to understand. So if I'm going to do the cow, let me get my cow photo. My cow photo is here. We all know the cow, right? Right, and we decided that it's a low voice, right? And it's he's a little annoyed and like, get away from me, right? And then he chews in the field, moves his mouth a lot, and eats. Okay, so we're gonna try that. Good. Now we're gonna speak and eat at the same time. So we're gonna figure that out. All right, here we go. We're gonna go back to one that we know. Slippery snails. that one, okay? That way you can see. Six slippery snails slid slowly seaward. No, I took my time on that one because the cow has a very slow rhythm, right? His speed, his tapping, right? It's very slow. Maybe even slower than I'm doing. And that's why I had some pause. That's why I took my time pronouncing the words. And when you bite, don't bite too much. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do a crow. I feel like a crow. Stoic, but then it jerks. Right? And then it has a caw. So it has a upper voice, but more of a throat, like a, we'll say middle voice, right? A crow, right? A crow. I can still talk. I'm not using all my voice. Right, no. It's going to hurt your voice. Your actual voice. And a crow. What is a crow? Dark, right? A little mysterious. So I'm not trying to react to mysterious. I'm trying to be mysterious. So I feel like the rhythm of the character is, as we said, paused and then jerks. And then jerks. Because I've seen crows before in their movement. I want you to imagine that too. So you can see in his eyes, he's staring off, thinking. Or maybe not thinking, but we'll pretend he's thinking. And he has a beak. So his head's maybe stuck out a little bit, where the cow's like, right? It's more downward, but this one. Now his eyes don't move because he can't move his eyes, right? Or she. And I'm kind of putting my lips out because I don't have a beak. Caw! Caw! Okay, I kind of have a voice here, don't I? I kind of have a nice voice. Ooh, a crow. Up here, right? It's not up here. It's not down here. It's right here. Right there. A little forceful, right? And I feel a little bit like, caw, caw, right? Okay. Now to eat, they pick. And they look at it. And they chew. And then they swallow. They look at it. They pick. Stop. And then they swallow. Okay, so we're going to do that with this. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers would Peter Piper pick? So this is our script, so to speak, right? This is the language, but what we do with it matters. And we don't need to worry about that if we're really in character and we understand the scenario. Because we don't have a scenario, we're going to use eating as a scenario, or we don't have another person or another character in our scene. We're just going to worry about the character creation. So I'm going to look at that real quick. I'm going to look at my bird. I'm looking at my bird, my crow, getting really into it, okay? I'm going to go back so I can show you and we can do it together. Okay, so I remember my choices. My choices are by picking, waiting, and then I swallow. And then I'm also decide that my eyes are going to be really focused, and then change. And then change. And then change. And then change. And my voice is like this because I've decided that it's like caw, right? Very nice. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers would Peter Piper pick? Well, how many? How many pickled peppers? Very nice. So I suggest you take a photo on your own. You can do a lion. Ooh. We'll do one more together. This is for you to then go on your own and do it. We have a snake. We already did snake. We also have an innocent doe. And we have a lion. Let's do the lion, right? Ooh, when I said lion, I kind of felt it in my chest. Roar, right? But I can't roar the whole show. I can't roar in character. It's going to hurt my voice. Roar, right? But it's low. Roar. Lion. And the lion seems like he wants to be left alone. He's the king, right, of the jungle. And he has a commanding voice. Almost like the Lord of the Rings thing that we did earlier. But he's also a little sleepy. But then he's like, leave me with my family. Leave my land. It is my land. My land. Right? So, roar, roar. Right? But not like roar, because that's going to hurt your voice, right? And you're not going to be able to do it more than once. Okay, so let's go back to let's try this one. Mrs. Smith, Mr. Smith, and Mrs. Smith, and Mrs. Miss Smith. Here we go. Mrs. Smith is really tough, right? Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Mr. Smith, and Mrs. Miss Smith. I didn't say this was going to be easy, right? No one said that. And how does a lion eat? Kind of like, look, a big chunk. You see how much I took? And then I'm going to tear it off. Big open mouth, right? Chewing in the front so I don't swallow it, so it doesn't hurt me. I don't want to choke, right? I'm not worried that it's getting all over because the lion is just going to tear into it, right? All right. Let me look at my photo one more time for inspiration. Got the eyes, the mask, right? Got the rhythm. The rhythm is a little slower than the bird, a little slower than the puppy dog. Here we go. Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Mr. Smith, and Mrs. Miss Smith. Very nice. That was fun. I will chew. And if you need to, it's fine. So let's review really quick. We made a choice. By looking at the photo, we made a couple of choices. The couple of choices we made were, what is the tempo or the rhythm of the character? Is the character slow? Is it medium? Is it fast? Does it have breaks, like the crow? Is it constant, like the snake? Or is it jerky, like the little maybe like the puppy, or maybe like the bird, the other bird, the derpy bird, the funny looking bird, right? Then what we did was we chose where the voice is in our head, in our body. Is it down here? Is it in the front, like our face? Or is it up here, like the puppy dog? Or the lion, right? Or the cow? Or was it here, like the crow? And then we also chose a feeling or an attribute or a quality, depending on how you want to look at it. And we thought about how the character, like the animal, moves a little bit. And then when we put all those together, those three choices, that informed us, that helped us understand what to do. And you can do that too. And then the eating was to help you really understand like a little bit more behavior, because I'm not going to move around because it's such a small video, the frame of the video. But if it was on stage, or maybe if I had a little bit more room, we might try an exercise where we sit, or do another, like sitting down, or maybe we might do a movement, and then that would help us become more of a human animal. We're not animals, we're humans with animal echoes, a shadow of an animal inside of us, but we're still a human character. Okay, well, thank you for this. I really appreciate you participating at home, and I really appreciate you watching me be a little silly, which I love, and I hope you love doing that too. Okay, bye-bye.